Peace and love, family. All right, here it is. Here we go. I'm going to be talking about the Wesak meditation. Wesak meditation, right? When all the spiritual beings come back and bless the earth. So, this is all on thepranichealers.com. Thepranichealers.com, as you can see up top. All right, and that's Grandmaster Chalcog Sui. And in the corner, it's just some changing quotes that are good, right? Gems from Grandmaster Chalcog Sui. All right, just good quotes over there that you can check out. All right, so, all right, hold on, let me just, so you can see that it changes and stuff. All right, there you go. Yep, love, light, power, and clarity come from. All right, so Wesak meditation. Starting off, so just follow along with me, family, right? Year after year, he comes back in blessing. Year after year, he and his great brother, the Christ, work in the closest cooperation for the spiritual benefit of humanity. All right, so that was from Alice Bailey. I think she's a good reverend clairvoyant that Grandmaster Chalcog Sui learned from her. It's close to us. So, based on legends, there is a valley in the heart of Himalayas in western Tibet, surrounded by mountains all around except the northeast. A narrow pathway is open in the northeast direction, creating a bottleneck shape for the valley with its neck to the northeast. The width of the valley widens towards the south, and there is a huge flat rock located in the northern end near the neck of the valley. All right, so when is it? Near the time of the full moon of Taurus, known as the Wesak or Vesak. The valley gets filled with pilgrims from various areas and surrounding districts. The spiritual aspirants, lamas, and teachers find their way into the valley and locate themselves in the southern and middle parts, leaving the northeastern portion free. In this way, all the men and women of goodwill and the will to do good, who are active parts of the divine plan on earth, gather together on this auspicious moment that we know as the Wesak Festival. These group of spiritual workers are the main participants of the Wesak celebration. As the legends run, they then arrange themselves in a special geometrical pattern in the northeastern end of the valley and become prepared for the great act of service to the world and mankind to help manifest the divine plan on earth. This geometrical pattern is composed of a 5-pointed star surrounded by concentric circles. It is believed that in front of the altar rock, the 3 world teachers stand. Check this out, family. Look. The Lord Christ, Maitreya, right? Maitreya stands in the center, right? So when they say the Lord Christ, that means that, yes, there was, an actual Lord Christ that walked the earth, his actual person, he's a yogi and he's trained by Babaji, I believe, That's why when there was that period of time that he was gone and they, was unaccounted for, they didn't know where he was at. He was actually in the mountains meditating and, getting trained, learning yoga and meditation. So, so Christ is also a consciousness. It's an energy. It's a consciousness you reach. So the one that carries the Christ energy right now, pretty much our Christ on the planet right now is Maitreya. And I don't believe he hasn't physically incarnated yet. So he shows up, in his, astral body on the planet, right? These, disembodied masters show up in their astral body. So, but we'll get to that. Maitreya, so it said 3 world teachers come, in front of that altar rock, right, in the mountains. So Maitreya stands in the center with Manu on his right and the Kohan on his left. These three great souls face the rock upon which a great crystal bowl full of water is located, right? Behind the spiritual masters, arhats, initiates, adepts, and senior workers, the world's disciples and aspirants stand at their various grades and groups, either with their physical body or without it. See? These are believed to be the new group of world service. So pretty much the guardians and the, people running our planet show up at this Wesak festival. You got Maitreya, pretty much the one carrying the most Christ energy, right? Christ consciousness, is there along with the two other great, other great teachers. And they, so these are believed to be the new group of world servers. The ones who are not in the physical body are gathered in the spiritual form or in the dream state to participate in this great world service. Now, that's also key when it says in the dream state, because if you are, a pranic healer or, a yogi or anything like that, and during, full moons, you feel sleepy or tired, or all of a sudden, you're falling asleep, and, that's because your soul, right? You're most likely, you're advanced souls, and during dream time, you guys are most likely leaving your physical body with your astral body. You're showing up and participating in Wesak Festival. Grandmaster Chalkok Sui talks about this, right? He says, hey, the disciples and anybody practicing pranic healing and arhatic yoga, y'all show up in dream time and participate, right? So here's what goes on. So when the exact time, or the ones who do not participate, so when the exact time of Wesak Full Moon approaches, a deep state of stillness and calmness settles down upon the crowd. They arrange themselves in the pattern of the five-pointed star, with the Christ standing at the highest point of the triangle. Facing the altar rock, certain spiritual movements and rituals are followed then, and divine mantras are chanted. The masters move in symbolic forms and chant verses in the ancient Pali language. The energies generated and vibrations experienced make the group work as one united whole, ready to receive the higher spiritual energies and distribute it to the world. The three words that describe the atmosphere at the time of the Wesak celebration are believed to be demand, readiness, and expectancy. When the exact time of the Wesak approaches, the chanting and rhythmic weaving grows stronger, and the participants look at the sky in the direction of the narrow path where they can see a tiny speck, which comes closer and closer. The form of the Lord Buddha then appears sitting in his Buddha posture with his saffron-colored robe full of light, with his hand extended in blessing. Ledbetter describes the Buddha as a gigantic figure with a brilliant aura from which a glorious ultramarine is emanated, then golden yellow, crimson, pure silvery white, and scarlet, with brilliant rays of green and violet shooting out from these spheres of light. These colors are described as the colors of Buddha's aura in ancient Buddhist scriptures. So that was heavy. Did y'all hear what they said? So pretty much they said, this is why this is so important, because literally Buddha comes back to the planet. He shows up, shows up as a little speck of light coming closer and closer to the mountain. And then when that speck comes closer, then they see the form of the Lord Buddha, right? They see the form of the Lord Buddha appear, and he's got his hand out, like this, in blessing, and blasting out energy and blasting out, light. And Ledbetter is Charles Ledbetter, C.W. Ledbetter. Look him up. He's a very, Grandmaster Chalkok Sui's, deemed him as a very good clairvoyant. So he's giving you his description of what he sees clairvoyantly, when Buddha shows up and blesses the little, all the people that show up at the mountain, right? Buddha is blessing them and sending the energy to them. And then all these healers and yogis and great spiritual teachers, right? Starting, down from, Maitreya and the other two great world leaders, teachers, they pretty much distribute all the energy from Buddha. So this is what goes down, all that energy comes to the planet, and during full moon, we know, a bunch of energy comes back to the planet, like I tell y'all, right? But this is what's happening. Literally, Buddha shows up and is blasting the energy. That's why Wesak Full Moon and full moons are so powerful, but mainly Wesak Full Moon, because Buddha comes through and is blasting extra energy. So literally, that's why you wake up feeling healed, feeling better, or discombobulated or whatever, because we all got hit with a Kamehameha during our sleep, on full moon nights. And then some of y'all, most of y'all are probably out there participating, blasting energy, that y'all getting from Buddha and distributing to the earth and healing the planet, right? Y'all are participating. That's why you might wake up tired, drained, or whatever, because you're literally out there doing service and healing. You literally helping Buddha heal the planet, right? So that's what they mean when souls be showing up in dream state. So, all right, moving on. So, Ledbetter describes the Buddha as a gigantic figure with a brilliant aura, right? All that good stuff. So, when Buddha arrives at the point exactly over the great rock in the crystal bowl of water, an invocation is recited by all the people participating in the Wesak festival, which sets a great vibration with a great potency on the people present, and the entire world, creating a moment of intense spiritual effort and invaluable service to humanity, with effects that last throughout the succeeding months. The effect of this great invocation is universal and links humanity with the cosmic consciousness and the supreme force from which all creation is originated. This energy and blessing is released from Shambhala upon the earth through the Buddha, and is then poured forth, and the Christ, as the representative of humanity, receives it for distribution to all. Like I said, Buddha blasts, the energy to the Christ, Maitreya, serving as the Christ for our planet, and then Christ, Maitreya distributes it, to everyone else, and then everyone else distributes it to the planet, right? So on and so forth. It just goes down the line, right? So the water in the crystal bowl is then held up and blessed by him as the participants come forward one by one to sip the water. Participants also have their own water containers to receive blessings during the whole ceremony, and especially at the final blessing. Based on the legend, the Lord Buddha returns every year in the festival of Wesak to transmit a renewed spiritual energy and life through the Christ to humanity and the earth. Then he recedes into the distance and disappears until the next year. Year after year, he makes a sacrifice by coming down to the earth and blessing humanity with the energies of spirituality and wisdom. The Christ works in closest cooperation with him and as the manifestation of God's love. He showers the humanity with divine love. Therefore, every year, humanity is blessed with divine love, light, and wisdom to continue the mission and help manifest the divine plan on earth. All right. Wesak links East and West, Buddha and Christ, Shambhala and hierarchy, purpose and love. Alice Bailey. Like I said, Alice Bailey was a clairvoyant. That Grandmaster Charles Sui said was a good clairvoyant, I believe. I think she wrote books and stuff. The blessings poured by Buddha last for only 8 minutes every year during the time of Wesak festival, and the whole ceremony takes about 30 minutes. The ceremony ends when the Buddha holds up his right hand in blessing as he slowly recedes and is seen again as a tiny speck in the sky. When the Lord Buddha disappears and the meditation finishes, the crowd slowly disappears, heading back to their lands to continue the service to mankind. All right. And real quick, let's get another perspective on that from Grandmaster Charles Sui. Let's see. Because, all right. Now see, This is Grandmaster Choco Sui talking about what I was saying. So, it said after about, so this is Grandmaster Choco Sui doing a little full moon, Wesak Full Moon meditation, right? It was people he gathered up and people came through, and this is what they were describing. So, it said, one day we went to the house of Mangnanet in the late afternoon to practice a meditation for the Wesak festival. He told me to meditate alone in the balcony because the living room was reserved for his disciples only. However, he allowed Master Chalkok Sui to remain in the living room to meditate with the group. So, and this was Grandmaster Chalkok Sui, who was younger. And he was with some, this advanced clairvoyant Mangnanet. We're going to talk about him to another video. But yeah, Mangnanet. Yeah, Mangnanet, he was a very good healer and clairvoyant. He was in telepathic contact with his father and some spiritual teachers. But yeah, it's another video. So they were describing the Wesak festival. So they said, after about an hour, the group asked me to join them in the living room. They were discussing what they had seen clairvoyantly during the Wesak meditation. Master Chalkok Sui reported that while floating in front of the very large body of the Lord Buddha during the Wesak, he felt like a small mosquito floating. It seemed that they were arrows radiating out of the body of the Lord Buddha. Later, Master Chalkok Sui realized that these arrows coming out of the Lord Buddha's body were actually rays of light. Mangnanet told Master Chalkok Sui that he had described it correctly, right? That's because Mangnanet, was sent in first before Grandmaster Chalkok Sui, right, to be one of Grandmaster Chalkok Sui's physical spiritual teachers, right, to keep him on the spiritual path. So Mangnanet, kind of trained up Grandmaster Chalkok Sui when he was younger. So Mangnanet is telling him, he's like, yeah, you described it correctly. He said he had also projected himself into the Wesak festival. Mangnanet concurred that what Master Chalkok Sui had seen was same as that which he had observed. According to Mangnanet, the arrows are actually blessings from the Lord Buddha to the world. These blessings of light radiating from the Lord Buddha were interpreted by the brain of Master Chalkok Sui as arrows. This is one of the possible problems that may be encountered by the disciple, the partial distortion of inner experiences by the physical brain. So it's pretty much just saying, like, clairvoyance, see different things depending on your level of clairvoyancy. So, if you're, because you have to see through your own aura. So, your physical brain can see, oh, I'm seeing rays of light, but, to you, it looks like arrows. So when you see it, you're like, oh, those are arrows, but, it's actually rays of light coming from Buddha. So, but yeah. All right, family, that's how Wesak Festival works and why Wesak, full moon is so powerful. So make sure you do your meditations during those full moons, family. Very powerful. Love y'all. Peace.